Hi, I'm Chef Basil Hadges from the Mount Vernon Road Hy-vee, and today I'll be making a dish which is Brussels sprouts, red grapes, and a honey roasted almond. I'm starting this recipe by adding a little bit of olive oil in a saute pan here. And what we want to do is caramelize these onions here, these white onions. I prefer white onions. The flavor is a little bit more delicate for this particular dish. We'll let that heat up a bit. So I want to get these nice and caramelized. Set those aside and we'll go after the other ingredients. This normally takes 3 or 4 minutes to get your onions caramelized. I add a little bit of sugar here just for a little more sweetness. Also helps to caramelize the onions a little bit. And I add a little bit of sugar here, maybe a couple of teaspoons here. Okay, so we've got these nice and brown. We're going to want to set these aside. So the next step here is we're going to take and put a little bit of butter in here, maybe a couple teaspoons of butter here. I'll let that get hot here. Let that melt down. Okay, so what I want to do here is with the Brussels sprouts, obviously we wash these, we clean them, trim them off, and get them nice and dry. So when you go to brown these, they will get a nice brown color. Moisture will, if you have too much moisture in it, it's going to not brown like you would like it. So I'm just going to take these and I'm going to place them down where I've cut them face down like this. And you're going to use roughly, maybe 2 cups of the Brussels sprouts. I find that if you can't find these, fresh, you can always get the ones that are bagged up. Okay, so we'll let those flat like that and get a nice brown color on those. Now this is going to take, again, a few minutes to get that nice brown color on the surface side of the sprouts. Once I get that, I will shake them up a little bit, saute them. We're not quite there yet. You want this nice and brown in here. Okay, now you're starting to see how that is browning like that. So we want to get a nice browning on the surface side that I cut like that. And once that starts to happen, then I just go ahead and we'll shake these up a little bit. And you can see what's going on here. We got some nice brown, green, light green tones. Makes for a really pretty dish too. So we'll let these continue to cook. So we still have a nice crunch to them. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more butter in here to finish these off before I go on to the next step of sauteing the grapes. Okay, now we'll take our grapes. Again, we want a high flame. There's enough butter in there. We can put just a few drops of olive oil. Get that get good and hot there. And now we can add our grapes, which I cut them in half. I like to use the red grapes. And again, I want these a little bit warmed up. I don't want them to be soggy, but enough to get a nice little fry on them, but yet firm. So simply take those, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add the sprouts back into the dish, to the pan, and give that a stir, a shaking here. And finally, I will take, I guess I've got a couple steps here. I'm going to take some fresh thyme, and I'm just going to peel off some of this. This thyme adds a nice depth to the plate, flavor of it. Okay, take that, and finally what we will do is add the caramelized onions. Take and add a little bit of, I like to use this multicolored pepper. And a little bit of sea salt. And I like to finish off with these roasted honey almonds here. So anyway, this is the end product here. As you can see, we've got some wonderful textures, colors, and it's a wonderful plate. So please check out our chef videos on our YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoy this dish.